Shalom. First and foremost, I had to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Much respect to y'all, go out for you, pushing the work of the Lord, true faith, sincerity, and putting the bodies living sacrifice. It's your brother Moshe. So, today in this lesson, in this edification and exhortation, I'm basically going over, basically about having grit in this truth, in this knowledge, man. You gotta have grit. Grit meaning ultimately a growth mindset, man, in this truth, man, because in this truth, man, there's gonna be a lot of slips. There's gonna be a lot of obstacles and hurdles, but we have to ultimately persevere against these things, man. Whether it be the Lord chastising us, man, or whether it be us ultimately not getting something at first. We have to continue to ultimately accept failure, man. You have to accept failure in order to succeed, man. So ultimately we gotta have that growth mindset, man. If we mess up, we gotta know that failure is an opportunity to grow, man. Look at the screen, man. This is the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. I'm a brother who's been heavily into psychology and all that. And ultimately in this life, man, life is 90% mental and 10% physical. So you got to make sure, your mind, your mental is on 100%. You got to make sure your mind's on point, man, especially doing the work of the Lord, man. We got the hardest job, on the planet, man. We're following the ways of the creators in heaven and earth. So it's not going to be easy, man. So we have to be willing to fail and mess up to ultimately succeed, man. And let's look at the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. So a growth mindset, failure is an opportunity to grow. I can learn to do anything I want. Changes help me to grow. My efforts and attitude determine my abilities. Feedback is constructive. I am inspired by the success of others. I like to try new things. So a growth mindset is very positive, and that's the mentality that we have to have, man. While a fixed mindset, that's a mindset that the average person has, man. Who doesn't succeed at anything, man. So it's they're in their mind, failure is the limit of my abilities. I am either good or I'm not, or at it or I'm not. My abilities are unchanging. I don't like to be challenged. I can either do it or I can't. My potential is predetermined. When I'm frustrated, I give up. Feedback and criticism are personal. I stick to what I know, man. So a fixed mindset is a mindset of average person. That's why average people do not, ultimately succeed in life or in anything, man. But the rare people who succeed, they have a growth mindset, man. Even if they fail, they notice that failing is part of succeeding at something, man. You have to fail in order to succeed, man. And once you accept failure, whatever, your craft is, you're going to excel at it, man. And our craft is doing the work of the Lord, So brothers are going to mess up, but we have to get back up, man. We have to continue to stay positive no matter what is come upon us, man. So we have to continue to have that growth mindset. We have to have that grit. We have to be gritty. No matter what comes upon us. A prime example, if you see sports, you see the players, that tend to be from the hood, say for example, or came from, struggling backgrounds. They're the people that's most successful because they had to go through tribulation, and adversity in order to succeed, man. So the Lord, already told us, man, if we're coming to serve him, we have to prepare our soul for temptation, man. Because as gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So we will be tried, man. We will be tried, but we have to continue to endure and have that growth mindset, man. We have to have that mindset. Ultimately, these challenges are going to help us grow, and ultimately a personal growth mindset is going to, receive feedback, man. If the elders tell you, or brothers, tell you mess up on something, you have to be willing to accept it and leave all your pride aside and ultimately, listen to what's told, man. If you mess up, you mess up, man. So what? Move on to the next, man. Especially brothers that are new to the truth. If you mess up, don't let your sins weigh you down, man. The scriptures say, don't let your sins weigh you down, man. So ultimately, we have to keep striving, man, and doing the work of the Lord, no matter how much adversity, and how much things we go through, man. And now let's go into the precepts, man. Hold up. Yeah, let's go into the precepts. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and 16. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and 16, and it reads, "For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief," man. So, a just man, someone who's righteous, falleth 7 times, 7 is a number of completion, man. So they fall, they mess up, but riseth up again. So a just man, a righteous man is gonna mess up, man, at times, man. He's gonna mess up at times, but you gotta get back up, man. You gotta get back up, no matter how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you get hit and get back up, man. But the wicked shall fall into mischief, man. So the wicked, those who are not stable, they're gonna fall into mischief, man. But those who are righteous, who are just, are gonna fall and ultimately get back up, man. So brothers, don't let your sins weigh you down. You mess up, on to the next, man. Don't, let the stuff weigh you down, man. And now let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 1, and it reads, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." So we're serving the Lord, so we have to prepare our souls for temptations. We have to prepare our soul, mind, body, for temptation, man. In verse 2, "Set thy heart aside and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble." Remember, the growth mindset is not going to make haste in the time of trouble. The growth mindset is going to endure no matter what, and actually see positivity through the struggle. In verse 4, in verse 3, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mightst be increased at the last end." So someone with a great growth mindset, knows that at the end of the day, he's going to win, man. No matter what adversity he's going through now. Because it doesn't rain forever. In verse 4, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate." So, whatever is brought upon you, man, whether it be adversity, you got to take it cheerfully, man. And you have to be patient and long suffering when you go through a low estate. In verse 5, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity," man. So before gold, becomes precious and beautiful, it has to go through our barbaric state. It has to go through fire, man. Affliction before it's precious. So ultimately, that's how we're going to be acceptable, man. That's how we're going to be precious. We got to go through hell first, before we have that glory, So we have to continuously endure and have that growth mindset to ultimately succeed, And that's a mindset you should be having in any craft, that ultimately you want to succeed at, man. You got to be willing to be positive minded, man, no matter what challenges come upon us, man. So with that, Lord, we got to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, Bashim Kakadash. Shalom, Akim. Stay up, keep the faith, keep your heads up, and keep enduring, man. Shalom.